It is 2 a.m. in the morning. The house is completely still. The curtains are closed. The room is dark. You are exhausted. Your eyes are heavy. Your body is sinking into the mattress. And yet your brain is running at full speed. It keeps replaying old conversations. It is calculating tomorrow's to-do list. And no matter how many times you squeeze your eyes shut, sleep simply will not come. Does this sound familiar? If you are lying there right now nodding along, I want you to hear this. You are not broken, you are not weak, and you are not alone. Trouble falling asleep, especially after 60, is one of the most common things I hear. You are in good company. Now, here is something important. Many people believe that struggling to sleep is simply part of getting older, that at a certain age, your body just needs less rest, and fighting it is a losing battle. That is a myth. The truth is, you need just as much sleep now as you ever did. The problem isn't that your need for rest has gone away. The problem is that your sleep switch has gotten rusty. The chemicals that tell your brain to power down like melatonin are not as strong as they once were. And the chemicals that keep you alert, like cortisol, are staying active far too long into the night. But here is the good news. You can retrain that switch. Without sleeping pills, without expensive gadgets, without lying awake for hours, staring at the ceiling. You just need to speak the language of your nervous system. Today, I am going to teach you 5 gentle, science-backed routines to help you fall asleep in under 10 minutes. Technique number 1 uses your breath like a natural tranquilizer, and it works in under 60 seconds. Technique number 3 will short-circuit racing thoughts instantly using a trick developed at a university sleep lab. And technique number 5, that is the military method. It was designed to put soldiers to sleep in combat conditions in under 2 minutes. So I can promise you, it will work in your quiet, comfortable bedroom. Stay with me, because you are going to want every single one of these. So turn off the lights, get comfortable, and let's take back your nights. Now, before we dive in, I want to say something that I think matters. These are not random tips I pulled off the internet. These are physiological triggers, techniques that work with your nervous system, not against it. We are going to lower your heart rate. We are going to quiet your busy brain. We are going to physically release the tension your body has been storing all day. And by the time we reach technique number 5, you are going to understand exactly why the most elite military pilots in the world use this same method to fall asleep under pressure. All right, let us begin. Technique 1, the 4-7-8 breath, the natural tranquilizer. It is a breathing method used by doctors, sleep specialists, and anxiety researchers around the world. It is called the 4-7-8 breath. This one is for anyone who gets into bed and immediately feels their mind start to accelerate. Your heart is beating just a little too fast. Your thoughts are too loud. Your body feels restless even though you are exhausted. That tension you are feeling, that is your nervous system stuck in fight or flight mode, and you cannot force your way out of it with willpower. Telling yourself to relax does not work, but changing the rhythm of your breath, that works every single time. Here is why. When your exhale is longer than your inhale, it activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the branch of your nervous system responsible for rest and digestion. It physically flips a switch in your brain that says, "We are safe. The threat is over. We can stand down." Your heart rate drops, your blood pressure lowers, and the cortisol that has been keeping you wired begins to ease off. You are not just relaxing. You are triggering a biological response that your body is hardwired to obey. Here is exactly how to do it. You can do this lying flat in bed. In fact, that is the ideal position. Begin by placing the tip of your tongue gently against the ridge of tissue just behind your upper front teeth. Keep it there throughout the entire exercise. Step 1. Exhale completely through your mouth, making a slow, soft whoosh sound. Empty your lungs fully. Step 2. Close your mouth and inhale quietly through your nose to a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step 3. Hold your breath for a count of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Step 4. Exhale completely through your mouth, that same slow whoosh to a count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is one cycle. You are going to do 4 cycles in a row. Let's do it together right now. Get comfortable. Let your shoulders drop. Let your hands rest open at your sides. Close your mouth. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4, Now hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, exhale through your mouth, slowly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale through the nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. Feel the stillness. 5, 6, 7. And release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let your body settle. Let your jaw go loose. Let your hands soften. By the time you finish your fourth exhale, you will notice something has shifted. Your heart rate has slowed. The noise in your mind has quieted just a little. That is not your imagination. That is your nervous system responding exactly the way it was designed to. The 4-7-8 breath acts like a natural tranquilizer, and unlike a pill, it leaves no grogginess, no fog, and no side effects. Just calm. If you wake up in the middle of the night and cannot get back to sleep, do not reach for your phone. Do not look at the clock. Simply begin your 4 cycles of breath. You will be surprised how quickly your body responds the second time around, because it already knows the pattern now. Technique 2. Progressive muscle relaxation. The body melt. Thus is for anyone who feels physically restless at bedtime. You know exactly what I mean. You cannot get comfortable. You keep shifting position. The pillow feels wrong. Your legs feel twitchy. Your shoulders are up around your ears without you even realizing it. You are lying down, but your body has not gotten the message that the day is over. This happens because even when we are completely still, we are almost always holding tension somewhere in our muscles. After 60, this becomes even more common. Our bodies carry the physical memory of a full day, every hour of sitting, every moment of stress, every small ache we push through, and unless we consciously release that tension, it stays with us right into the night. This technique is called progressive muscle relaxation, or PMR. It has been studied extensively and used in clinical settings for decades as one of the most effective non-medication treatments for insomnia. Here is why it works. You cannot relax a muscle you do not know is tense. Most of us walk around in a state of chronic, low-level muscular tension that has become so normal, we no longer notice it. PMR breaks that cycle by deliberately creating tension first and then releasing it. The contrast between the squeeze and the release is what teaches your body what true relaxation actually feels like. Once your muscles experience that deep release, they do not want to go back. Here is how to do it. You are going to work through your body from your feet all the way up to your face. Lie flat on your back. Close your eyes, take one slow breath in, and let it out. Begin with your feet. Curl your toes downward as hard as you can. Squeeze your feet. Tighten your calves. Hold it. Hold it. Really feel that tension building. And now, release. Let your feet flop open. Feel the warmth and heaviness flooding back in. Notice how different that feels. That heaviness is relaxation. That is what we are chasing. Now, move to your thighs. Squeeze your thigh muscles firmly. Press your knees together. Tighten your buttocks. Hold it. 2, 3, and release. Let your legs sink into the mattress. They should feel like dead weight now, heavy and warm and completely at rest. Move to your hands. Make 2 tight fists. Squeeze your forearms. Hold it, and release. Open your fingers slowly. Wiggle them gently. Feel the warmth spreading into your palms. Now, your shoulders. This is where we hold the most stress, especially those of us who have carried a lot of responsibility in our lives. Pull your shoulders up toward your ears as high as they will go. Tighten your neck. Hold it, and drop them. Let them fall away from your ears completely. Feel the space between your neck and the pillow open up. Breathe into that space. Finally, your face. This one surprises people. We hold an enormous amount of tension in our faces, in our jaw, behind our eyes, across our forehead, often for the entire day without realizing it. Squeeze your eyes shut tightly. Wrinkle your nose. Clench your jaw. Hold everything. And let it all go at once. Let your jaw hang loose. Let your tongue rest softly on the floor of your mouth. Smooth out your forehead. Feel your face become completely still. Do this full scan from your feet to your face. By the time you reach that final release in your face, your entire body will feel heavy, warm, and deeply loose. It is physiologically impossible to remain in a state of stress when your muscles have fully released like this. Your nervous system reads that muscular relaxation as a signal the threat is gone, the guard can come down, and sleep can begin. We still have 3 more techniques ahead. But first, a quick word before we continue. If you are finding this helpful, and if you are ready to finally wake up feeling rested, please take a moment right now to click that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. By subscribing, you are joining a community of people just like you, people over 60 who are done accepting poor sleep as inevitable and who are choosing to take back their health naturally. It means the world to me, and it helps me keep making guides like this one. Thank you so much. Welcome to the family. Now let's keep going. Technique 3. Cognitive shuffling. The brain scramble. This technique is for the overthinkers, the worriers, the ones whose minds, the moment their head hits the pillow, decide it is the perfect time to review every unresolved problem, every uncomfortable conversation, every looming responsibility. If that is you, I want you to know this is not a character flaw. This is biology, and we are going to outsmart it right now. This technique was developed by Dr. Luc Beaulieu-Prévost, a cognitive scientist at the Université du Québec, specifically to interrupt the kind of racing, logical, worry-driven thinking that keeps us awake. And the reason it works is genuinely fascinating. Here is why. Your brain has 2 very different modes of thinking. There is the logical, planning, problem-solving mode, the one that makes your to-do list and replays that difficult phone call with your son. And there is the pre-sleep mode, the soft, fragmented, nonsensical drift of images and half-thoughts that happens right before you fall asleep. Those 2 modes cannot run at the same time. The problem is that most of us stay locked in logical mode long after we lie down, because we never give our brain a reason to switch gears. Cognitive shuffling works by feeding your brain a stream of random, unconnected visual images that are too fragmented and meaningless for the logical mind to hold on to. You are essentially scrambling the signal. You are simulating the exact pattern of thought that precedes dreaming, and your brain, recognizing that pattern, begins to follow it into sleep. You cannot worry yourself to sleep, but you can bore your logical brain into surrender, and that is exactly what this technique does. Here is how to do it. You are going to choose a simple, emotionally neutral word. Nothing charged, nothing meaningful. A word like window, candle, garden, rainfall. Let's use the word garden. Now, for each letter in that word, you are going to think of as many separate words as you can that begin with that letter. And for each word, you are going to hold a gentle visual image in your mind for just a few seconds before moving on. The images should be simple, ordinary, slightly random. Do not build a story. Do not connect them. Just picture each one briefly, let it dissolve, and move to the next. Let's try it together now. G. Picture a goat. A small brown goat standing in a field. Now a glass, a tall clear glass sitting on a wooden table. Now a gate, an old iron gate slightly open. Now a grape, a single purple grape. Move to A. An apple, round and red, sitting on a windowsill. An anchor, heavy and rusted, resting on the ocean floor. An attic, dusty wooden beams and old boxes. Move to R. A ribbon, a long blue ribbon floating in a breeze. A rocking chair, moving slowly on a porch. A raindrop hitting a puddle. Do you feel what is happening? Your logical mind has nothing to grip. There is no narrative, no problem to solve, no emotional thread to follow. The worrying brain tries to interrupt and finds nothing to hold on to. It begins to let go. D. A drum, a door, a daisy. E. An envelope, an elm tree, an egg cup. If you are still awake by the time you work through all 5 letters, simply choose a new word and begin again. Rainfall, blanket, pillow, candle. The words themselves do not matter. The randomness does. Here is something that will make you smile. Most people who try this technique for the first time never make it through the second letter. Their mind simply wanders off gently, quietly, without resistance into sleep. Not because they forced it, but because they finally stopped fighting it and gave their brain something meaningless to do instead. If you wake up at 3 in the morning with a worry circling, do not engage it. Do not try to solve the problem in the dark. Pick a word, any word. Start at the first letter. I can almost guarantee you will not reach the end of it before sleep pulls you back under. Technique 4. The worry dump. Clearing the RAM. This technique is a little different from everything we have covered so far. This one is not something you do in bed. This is something you do about 30 minutes before you ever get there. And I want you to pay close attention, because for many people, especially those who wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning with their mind suddenly fully alert, this technique is the single most life-changing habit in this entire list. Let me explain what is happening inside your brain at bedtime using a metaphor that I think will resonate with you. Think of your brain like a computer. Throughout the day, you open tabs, a worry about your health, a bill you need to pay, a conversation you need to have with your grandchild, a repair that still has not been scheduled, an appointment you are dreading. Each one of those concerns is an open tab running in the background, consuming processing power, demanding attention. When you lie down at night without closing those tabs, your brain does not shut them down. It keeps them running. It cycles through them repeatedly because its job, its ancient, deeply wired job, is to make sure you do not forget anything important. It is trying to protect you, but in doing so, it is stealing your sleep. The worry dump solves this by giving your brain what it actually needs in order to let go. Not reassurance, not distraction, a plan. Here is why this works. Neuroscience research has shown that it is not the worry itself that keeps the brain alert at night. It is the unresolved nature of the worry, an open loop, a problem without a next step. When you write down not just what you are worried about, but the very next concrete action you will take, you give your brain permission to release it. You are telling your subconscious, this is handled. It is written down. We have a plan. You do not need to hold this anymore tonight. That signal, I have a plan, is one of the most powerful sleep cues available to us, and it costs nothing but a notebook and a pen. Here is exactly how to do it. About 30 minutes before bed, sit somewhere comfortable, your favorite chair, the edge of your bed, the kitchen table. Take out a simple notebook, nothing fancy, and draw a line down the middle of the page, creating 2 columns. Label the left column, what I am worried about. Label the right column, the very next step. Now write. Do not filter, do not judge. Simply pour everything out of your head and onto the page. Every worry, every unresolved task, every background anxiety that has been quietly humming beneath your day. And for every single item in the left column, every one, you must write a corresponding next step in the right column. Not a solution, not a full plan, just the very next physical action. For example, left column, I am worried about that strange pain in my knee. Right column, call Dr. Patterson's office at 9 tomorrow morning to schedule an appointment. Left column, I need to sort out the issue with my phone bill. Right column, find the bill in the kitchen drawer and call the number on it after breakfast on Thursday. Left column, I feel like I said the wrong thing to my daughter on Sunday. Right column, call her tomorrow afternoon and simply ask how she is doing. Do you see what is happening? Each worry, no matter how large it feels at midnight, becomes small and manageable the moment it has a next step attached to it. You are not solving the problem tonight. You are simply telling your brain where the problem lives and what happens to it next. That is enough. That is all it needs to let go. When you have written everything down, close the notebook, put the pen on top of it, and say this to yourself, either out loud or silently. It does not matter which. Say, the office is closed for the night. What is written is handled. I am done for today. That small ritual of closure is important. It marks a clear boundary between the thinking part of your evening and the resting part. Your brain responds to ritual. Give it one. Keep the notebook on your nightstand. If a new worry surfaces after you get into bed, and it will, at least at first, do not try to hold it in your mind. Simply reach for the notebook, write it down with its next step, close it again, and return to your breath. You are not ignoring the worry. You are filing it. And that distinction makes all the difference. Over time, this habit does something remarkable. It is not just that your nights improve, your days begin to feel lighter too, because you stop carrying things that do not need to be carried past a certain hour. You get better at separating the thinking time from the resting time, and your brain, given a reliable system it can trust, gradually learns that it does not need to stay on guard all night. Practice this for 1 week, just 1 week. I think you will be astonished at how much quieter your mind becomes the moment your head hits the pillow. Technique 5. The military method. The one I teased at the very beginning. The one that made you curious enough to stay. I am glad you did. The military method was developed and refined by the United States Navy Pre-Flight School as a systematic way to help combat pilots fall asleep in under 2 minutes. Not in a quiet bedroom with blackout curtains and a comfortable mattress. In the cockpit, in the field. In conditions of noise, stress, physical discomfort, and high stakes. If this method was built to work there, and it was, with a reported success rate of 96% after 6 weeks of practice, then I can promise you with complete confidence that it will work in your warm, quiet, comfortable bed. Now, I want to be honest with you about something before we begin. This technique takes practice. Unlike the breathing method or the body scan, the military method requires you to train your mind over time. Most people begin to see results within the first week. Most have fully mastered it within 3 to 4 weeks. So if it does not work perfectly on the very first night, do not be discouraged. You are building a skill. And like any skill, it gets easier, and then it becomes automatic. Here is why it works. The military method combines two powerful mechanisms. First, it uses deliberate physical relaxation working through the body in a specific sequence to completely eliminate muscular tension. Second, and this is the part that makes it truly unique, it uses a specific mental visualization technique to clear the mind of all active thought. Together, these two elements create the exact physiological and neurological conditions that your brain requires to initiate sleep. You are not waiting for sleep to find you. You are constructing the environment for it, from the inside out. Here is exactly how to do it. Work through each step slowly and deliberately. Do not rush. Step 1. Relax your entire face. This is where the military method begins, and it begins here for a reason. Your face contains dozens of small muscles, and most of us hold chronic tension in nearly all of them without any awareness. Close your eyes softly. Breathe slowly. Now, consciously release every muscle in your face. Relax your forehead. Smooth out any furrow between your brows. Release the tension around your eyes, not squeezed shut, just softly closed. Unclench your jaw completely. Let it hang slightly loose. Relax your tongue, let it rest gently on the floor of your mouth rather than pressing against your teeth. Let your lips part just slightly. When your face is fully slack and still, it sends a powerful neurological signal downward through the rest of your body. Stand down, we are safe. Rest is beginning. Step 2. Drop your shoulders. Release them as low as they will go. Do not force them down, simply let them fall. Imagine the weight of the day physically sliding off them and dissolving into the mattress beneath you. Let your arms follow, dropping naturally to your sides, palms open and facing upward. Open palms are a posture of surrender, of safety. Your nervous system reads that signal too. Step 3. Exhale and release your chest. Take a slow breath in, and as you exhale, let your chest deflate completely. Feel your rib cage soften. Feel your entire torso become heavy. Then, move your attention down to your legs. Starting from your thighs, consciously release the muscles. Let your thighs go heavy, then your knees, then your calves, then your ankles, then your feet. Imagine each section of your leg switching off like a row of lights, going dark one by one from the top of your thigh all the way down to the tips of your toes. By this point, your entire body should feel heavy, warm, and completely still. You have prepared the physical container for sleep. Now comes the most important part. Step 4. Clear your mind for 10 seconds. This is where the military method separates itself from everything else. You must hold your mind completely clear of active thought for 10 continuous seconds. No planning, no replaying, no worrying, no mental commentary of any kind. 10 seconds of true mental stillness. The method gives you 2 specific visualization options to help you achieve this. Choose whichever feels more natural to you. Visualization A. You are lying in a canoe on a perfectly still lake. The water is glassy and calm. Above you is nothing but a wide, clear blue sky. There are no clouds, no sounds, no movement. Just the gentle rocking of the canoe and the endless blue above you. Hold that image. Stay inside it. Let it be the only thing in your mind. Visualization B. You are lying in a black velvet hammock, suspended in a completely dark room. There is nothing around you. No walls, no ceiling, no floor. Just you, the hammock, and the soft, warm darkness. Hold that darkness. Sink into it. Now, and this is critical, your mind will try to wander. A thought will appear. A worry will surface. A voice will try to start a sentence. When that happens, the military method has a specific tool for it. You simply repeat the words "don't think" over and over again, slowly, like a quiet internal chant. Don't think, don't think, don't think, for 10 seconds. It sounds almost too simple. But that repetitive internal phrase does something remarkably effective. It occupies just enough of your verbal mind to prevent other thoughts from forming, without being stimulating enough to keep you awake. It creates a wall, a quiet, firm, gentle wall between you and the thoughts that want to pull you back into wakefulness. Once your body is fully released and your mind has held that stillness, even for just 10 seconds, sleep follows. For most people, it follows within minutes. For those who have practiced this for several weeks, it follows almost immediately. You now have 5 techniques, 5 genuine science-backed tested tools that work with your biology rather than against it. The 4-7-8 breath, progressive muscle relaxation, cognitive shuffling, the worry dump, and the military method. Any one of these can change your nights. Together, they are a complete system. But before we close, I have one bonus tip that acts as a force multiplier for everything we have covered today. It is something most people over 60 are getting completely wrong without realizing it. And fixing it costs almost nothing. Bonus: the golden rule of temperature. Before we wrap up, I want to give you one final bonus tip. And I call it a force multiplier, because that is precisely what it is. You can practice every single technique in this video with perfect precision, and if you get this one thing wrong, you will be fighting an uphill battle every single night. Fix this one thing, and every other technique in this list becomes significantly more powerful. It is about temperature, specifically the temperature of your bedroom. Here is what most people over 60 do, and I completely understand why. As we age, our circulation naturally decreases. We feel colder than we used to. We feel cold getting into bed. So we turn the thermostat up. We pile on the blankets. We make the room as warm and cozy as possible. It feels right. It feels comforting. But here is the problem. It is quietly sabotaging your sleep. Here is why. In order to initiate sleep, in order for your brain to actually flip the switch from wakefulness to unconsciousness, your core body temperature must drop by approximately 1 to 2 degrees Fahrenheit. That is not a preference. That is a biological requirement. Your brain monitors your internal temperature constantly, and it uses that drop as one of its primary signals that sleep should begin. When your bedroom is too warm, your body cannot shed that heat efficiently. Your core temperature stays elevated, and your brain, waiting for the signal that never comes, simply does not initiate deep sleep. This is why you can feel exhausted, lie in a warm room for hours, and still not fall into truly restorative rest. Your body is trying to cool down, and your environment is not letting it. The research on this is remarkably consistent. The ideal sleeping temperature for most adults, and particularly for those of us over 60, falls between 65 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit. That is approximately 18 to 19 degrees Celsius. I know. The first time you hear that number, it sounds impossibly cold. It sounds like you will be lying there shivering all night. But here is the crucial detail that changes everything. Keep the room cool, but keep yourself warm. Wear socks to bed. Yes, socks. I am completely serious, and the science backs this up entirely. When your feet are warm, the blood vessels in your feet dilate, a process called vasodilation. That dilation allows your body to release internal heat through your feet and your hands, which actually accelerates the cooling of your core body temperature. Warm feet help your core cool down faster, which means your brain receives the sleep signal sooner, which means you fall asleep more quickly. So the combination you are looking for is this: a cool room, warm socks, and a good duvet or blanket pulled up around you. Cool air on your face and the top of your head where your body also releases heat very efficiently and warmth everywhere else. That contrast is not just comfortable, it is physiologically ideal. Think of it this way. Your body is like an engine that needs to cool down after a long day of running. If you seal the engine in a warm garage with no ventilation, it stays hot. But if you open the garage door and let the cool air in while keeping the engine itself covered, it cools efficiently, quietly, and completely. That is exactly what you are doing for your body when you cool the room and warm your feet. Tonight, before you get into bed, turn the thermostat down, put on a pair of warm socks, pull your blanket up, and let your body do what it has always known how to do, if only you give it the right conditions. That is your bonus. And, combined with the 5 techniques we have covered today, you now have everything you need. That is a complete sleep toolkit. And it belongs to you now. We have covered a tremendous amount together today. And before you go, I have one important request. Please do not let this video disappear into your watch history. Find the save or bookmark button just below this video right now and press it. You may not master all 5 techniques tonight. You may wake up at 3 in the morning next Tuesday and need a reminder of how cognitive shuffling works. By saving this video, you are keeping this entire sleep toolkit on your nightstand ready and waiting whenever you need it, without having to search for it in the dark. And if you have not already, please click the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Every click helps this video reach another person over 60 who is lying awake right now, wondering if restful sleep is still possible for them. You can help answer that question for them simply by engaging with this content. That matters more than you know. I want to leave you with something, with complete sincerity. Your body wants to sleep. It has always wanted to sleep. It is not working against you. It is waiting for you, waiting for the right signal, the right environment, the right permission to let go. What we have done today is simply help it remember how. Thank you for trusting me with your time today. Good night, sleep tight, and I will see you in the next video.